which screened last night. How did the screening go?
Oh, it was great. I was really nervous. I think it's the first time the public has seen it, and it was a beautiful theater. And
What were you nervous about? I'm sure you're just perfect in it.
yeah, thanks. Trying to set me up for that one. Well, you want to make sure that the story you're trying to tell reaches the audience and that they grab it, and that, you know, it's very personal to tell your story and to perform it, and you hope that it'll be received and understood.
Right. Tell us what Lake City's about.
Lake City is a southern drama about a mother and a son who have to learn to love each other, heal the wounds of their childhoods, and by desperate circumstances, I end up stuck at home in my house with my mom. And
Played by Sissy Spacek.
Played by Sissy Spacek, and that's the last place in the world I wanted to be. And, you know, through circumstances, we have to deal with each other. Mm-hmm. And it feels like the sky falls down.
Mm-hmm. What makes it, and what informs your character about it being a Southern story? What's different between a Southern or a Northern story?
Well, that's a good question, Mike, because I'm not too sure. Other than it was filmed in Virginia. The director, both directors are Southern gentlemen, and it's based on true events from their life. And I just think that, you know, the feeling of the movie, you know, was sort of guided more towards a Southern pace.
Right.
And of course, Sissy is, you know, she's the Grand Ole Opry. Yeah, right. She's as good as it gets. And
Talk
she's
about working with her. What was that like?
Working with Sissy Spacek was a dream. She, to me, is like, if I had my all-star team of actors, she'd be batting leadoff. I've always been a really big Sissy Spacek fan, and when the opportunity came to work with her, I jumped on it.
Did you rehearse a lot with her?
Yeah, we did. We did rehearse quite a bit. But I was so nervous to work with Sissy that I made sure I showed up on set more prepared than I've ever been in my life.
Mm-hmm. And how did you prepare for the role?
I wish I had a more interesting answer for you.
Did the director or the writer show you films or styles of films or particular influences of theirs?
Badlands, HUD, and then I just watched every single Sissy Spacek movie over and over and over and over again, and I hired a dialect coach who trained me to speak like Sissy Spacek, but sort of diluted. You know, dialects sort of dilute from generation to generation now. And she did To Kill a Mockingbird book on tape, so I just would listen to that over and over and over again and try to mimic her.
Yeah.
Because we don't look too similar, but I needed to find her tones and her sensibilities in order to make it work.
Mm-hmm. When you first got the script, what were your thoughts after you first read it?
Oh, when I first read the script, I thought that there's something really special here. It has a real heart, and it offers sort of a broad story in an intimate setting, which is hard to find. And what I mean by that is that it's a character-driven piece. It is a independent-minded film, but it becomes a sort of much grander movie, which hopefully will walk outside of these sort of limitations of, you know, that people unfairly place on independent films.
Mm-hmm. And you've been to the Tribeca Film Festival a few times. How has it changed from?
Well, I've been here once before, a couple years ago with some movies, and it was fantastic. And you know, it's become grand. I mean, there's a picture of Nelson Mandela on the wall at the Tribeca Film Festival. I mean, that says it all. New York City except for L.A. is the greatest city, and I was born and raised in L.A., so I have to defend my turf. But New York City, other than L.A., is the greatest city in the world, and this is the epicenter of the arts, and some of our greatest filmmakers and musicians and painters have come from here, and I think it's just only fitting that America's great film festival should be here.